All right, so now that we went on and talked about making tables, and we actually went through the whole process of it. So now we're going to come back and we're going to hit two more examples just to make sure that we have it and we know how to do it. So that way, when we get to our last example, we actually can not only know how to do the tables and we're solid on the tables, but we can actually now graph those tables out. Cool. So example 3 is right here. Now again, the evaluating piecewise functions actually was examples 1 and 2. This is another continuation of the piecewise unit, you can say, piecewise section. So we're continuing on from those notes. So this is why it's example 3. All right, so we're going to make tables from this piecewise function of 2x plus 1 when x is less than 0, and then 2x minus 1 when x is greater than or equal to 0. All right, and as we're working on this, we have to remember that however many equations there are here is how many tables you have to make. So here, we're going to make a table for the first one, make a table for the second one. I'm going to color coordinate it so we can go ahead and keep up with what's going on. Again, we're making two different tables. All right. And for each one of these tables, we know x comes here first. We know the equation comes second. And 2x minus 1. All right, so we get those going on, and we're going to look at the number line real quick to again make sure that we remember what numbers go there. And again, that's where most people mess up, is they put the wrong numbers down and they're like, I just don't know what's going on. And so that's what I'm saying again. With this part, do the number line. Remember what we did with interval notation from the beginning and how everything is building up together. So here, I'm going to do that. So we said here, if we can actually do like an arrow, if the variable's on the left side, just make an arrow out of the inequality, and it tells you what side to shade. So if you don't remember that's less than sign, then you just shade on the left side, which actually means less than. All right, and it's a parenthesis on 0 because it's just a less than sign. Cool. All right, let's go put some numbers in there so we can keep up with what's happening here. So that's -1, -2, -3, -4, so on and so forth. So for our first table, we'll have 0. Always start with that endpoint, always. -1, -2, -3, -4. Again, remember to start with that endpoint because between 0 and -1, there's a bunch of numbers like -0.5, -0.1, -0.2, -0.3. All that's there, so you got to actually have it. All right, for the other one, it says x is greater than or equal to 0. So again, x is on the left side. So if you don't remember the actual name of the graph of the inequality, just make an arrow. We got that going. All right, put a bracket around here because it has the equal to sign there. So we're done with numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth and so on. So we have 0 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again, so on and so forth. All right, with this, again, like we've done before, I would go ahead and put this in Desmos and actually, unless you can do the work in your head or just work it out on paper, which is great if you can do that because that's perfect. That's what you need to do. But if you get lost and like you're one of those people that like messes up on stuff and adding and all that good stuff, do Desmos. So I'm going to go there now. All right, so we're in Desmos now. Remember Desmos.com. All right, we're going to hit the plus sign. We're going to go to table. Again, we're going to get rid of these x's. And oh, I got rid of the whole table. I don't want that. All right, so here we're going to get rid of the x. We're going to get rid of the y. So just highlight them and delete them. All right, we're going to put x in. We're going to put, for the first table here, this first table, we're going to put 2x plus 1. And we'll put our x values in there. So 0, 1, 2, sorry, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4. All right, and we get those values. So let's put them on the paper now, real quick, real quick. -3, -5, -7. All right, and here I'm going to go ahead and change this to, well, first let me go ahead. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to make another table. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that part and get rid of this part. Get x, we get 2x minus 1. And here we're going to put in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and we get those values for our second table. So in other words, we just put that 2x minus 1 on the top, and then we put these in. All right, so we got those going on. All right, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to have to talk about the parts that are open and closed circles, and then guys, we're done. That's all it is with tables, and we're almost there. We're almost there. So we're going to do this part, the condition. And again, these are your conditions, your inequalities. So in other words, I'm pulling this. This tells us this part, but it also is coming here. And this part here is telling us this, but we're also pulling it down here because it's going to help us out with our open and closed circles. All right, so here, that's just a less than sign, which means that's an open circle. So remember that table we just did, it said that less than signs was open circles. Going back to the old way of doing things when it comes to graphs. All right, so here, and actually take this off. I don't need decimals anymore. Put you up here. All right, so here, this is a closed circle because it has an equal to sign there. So 0 is going to be closed. So at 0, it's closed. At the other 0 here in the first table, it's open. And then remember we said that after that, anything that's that's not an endpoint is in a closed circle, right? Right. So that means all of this here is going to be closed. Yeah, let's do that. It's all this is going to be closed. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. All of it's just going to be closed. Easy, simple, not hard, guys. We got this. All right. All right. So with it, there's a practice for this one that you can work on, that you can try. But that's going to be posted online. So with that, don't worry about doing it right now, but that'll be posted online. All right. So let's go to example 4.